ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ Namaste, all of you. Welcome back to our continuing study of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha from the pages of Poojya Swamiji's, Poojya Swami Dayananda Saraswati's Geetha Home Study course. In these sessions, we are together exploring and studying chapter 2 of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha titled Sankhya Yoga, the topic of knowledge, the topic of comprehensive knowledge that Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha is going to elaborate on in the following chapters. Chapter 2 gives us a bird's eye view of the various topics that are covered during the course of the study of Shrimad Bhagawad Geetha. It would be worth remembering those 5 topics before we proceed. They are Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti, and Sadgunaha. Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti, and Sadgunaha. Of these, Krishna completed the core of Jnana Yoga between the 11th and the 25th shlokas of this chapter. Then he went on to give us some practical advice from the 26th to the 30th. And then Krishna taught to Arjuna, taught Arjuna about looking at life from a Swadharma point of view, from a Kshatriya Dharma point of view. And now Krishna has embarked on the important teaching of Karma Yoga squarely. He began talking about the core of Karma Yoga from the 47th shloka. Karmani eva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhuhu ma te sangostva karmani. Arjuna, you have a right only to do karma. You don't have a right over the results that accrue due to your karmas. Karma phalam is in the domain of Ishvara, who is the karma phala data. So that shloka not only talks about Jiva Prayatna, focuses on Jiva Prayatna, but also brings in the aspect of Bhagavan, who is the ultimate karma phala data, who keeps track of all the karmas that have been performed, the Nitya Naimittika Karmani, the Prayaschitta Karmani, and also the Kamya and Nishiddha Karmani. Everything is taken into account by Ishvara when he blesses us with the results. Then Krishna moved on to this shloka number 48, in which he defines Karma Yoga. I will recite the shloka and then continue from where we left in the last capsule. Shloka 48, the definition of Karma Yoga. Yogasthah kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Staying or abiding in yoga, being yogastha, means enjoying this attitude of samatva, evenness of mind with reference to both siddhi, success, and asiddhi, failure, is called yoga. Evenness of mind. Samatvam yoga uchyate. It is what makes you a yogi. Samatvam yoga uchyate is a separate sentence in this verse that defines yoga. There are two definitions for karma yoga in this chapter. The first one is this one, that is samatva, whereas the other one is yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. And that is the topic that Swamiji is going to take up next, which is what is meant by kushalatvam. What is meant by kushalatvam? We will take up that topic now and move forward. Kaushalam is the topic that Swamiji is going to embark upon next. The meaning of the word Kaushala. What does Kaushala mean in this definition? Yoga karmasu kaushalam is the other definition of karma yoga, isn't it, that we spoke about. So what is the meaning of the word kaushala? To understand this, let us go back to the first definition of Karma Yoga, which is given in the second line of this shloka. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate, where yoga is defined as sameness. Sameness. Suppose a man says to the Swami, I have my ragas and dveshas. For instance, I like my neighbor's money. He has plenty of it and has converted it into gold, which he keeps in his safe. I definitely have a raga for his money. And I also have a dvesha for this man. I dislike him because he's so blatant about his riches. He thinks he's such a big shot that he is always showing off. Therefore, I detest him because I love his money. I want to fulfill my ragadvesha. Also, I happened to listen to your talk yesterday. This guy is coming and talking to Swamiji. Until then, I had never heard of Karma Yoga. Until then, I had never heard of Karma Yoga. Now, I want to ask you, I want to ask you, will I continue to be a Karma Yogi if I carry on with my plan? And what is his plan? I have been working on a tunnel between my house and the room in which my neighbor's safe is located. That's the plan. I now I now know how to open the safe. I know how the whole thing has to be done. I have only 1 hour's work left and then I will be there in the room. I was going to do it last night, but having listened to your talk, what I was doing started to bother me. What I was doing started to bother me. I want to be a karma yogi. It looks to me as though I can continue with my plan and still be a karma yogi because you say I have a right, a choice over my action. It looks to me as though I can continue with my plan and still be a karma yogi because you say I have a right, a choice over my action. I have already sent my wife and children away and I will not give you their address. I am telling you only this much, hoping that you will not tell anyone. I intend to join them tomorrow. Tonight, I am off. My house is already empty, and since I have been renting it, I have nothing more to claim from it. Therefore, everything is set and I am going to work. Therefore, everything is set and I am going to work. Of course, I am taking a risk. You say that Ishvara is the karma phala data, giver of the fruits of action. So I'm going to work one more hour tonight so that I can clear so that I can clear out the safe. Of course, I do not know what is going to happen. There may be nothing in it at all. My neighbor may have already cleared it out and put the gold elsewhere. Or the gold may be there, but I may get caught. I may be shot or beaten up. I may be handed over to the police and have to be in jail for a number of years. Anything is possible. Or I may get away with it also. My hope, of course, my hope, of course, is that I will get away with it. Therefore, whatever comes, I am going to take it as a prasada. If I get all the gold, fine. It is prasada. And if I am beaten up, I will take every stroke as prasada. Will that be okay? Do you think I am a karma yogi? Do you think that when the Lord says in the Gita that a karma yogi is very beloved to him, is he referring to me? This is what I want to be. This is what I want to be. I want to be beloved to the Lord. If I take everything as prasada, will I be beloved? If I take everything as prasada, will I be beloved to the Lord? It is for this person's sake that we have the definition yoga karmasu kaushalam. Kaushala is discretion in your karma. Kaushala is discretion in your karma, in your choice. It is not an untethered choice without norms. Very important section that we are studying. It is for this person's sake that we have the definition yoga karmasu kaushalam. Kaushala is discretion in your karma, in your choice. It is not an untethered choice without norms. It is choice with discretion, meaning that your choice should be in keeping with certain norms. This is another important aspect of Karma Yoga. The first definition is with reference to the results of action. Karma phale samah bhutva. Karma phale samah bhutva, which defines Karma Yoga as an attitude of samatva, as a bhokta, as a bhokta. Whereas this definition is with reference to the action itself, as a karta. Yoga karmasu kaushalam, as a karta. Samatvam yoga uchyate addresses the bhokta. Yoga karmasu kaushalam addresses the karta. Very important definitions of Karma Yoga. You get this right, more than 60 or 70% of your life is made. Kaushala is your capacity to interpret correctly. Dakshata, expertise. This capacity to interpret with reference to norms for human interaction, this capacity to interpret with reference to norms for human interaction is the discretion, the expertise, the dakshata. The norm for human interaction is dharma, and the opposite is adharma. Interesting topics coming up. Dharma and adharma form the standard norms. They are not absolutes in that they have to be interpreted according to the given situation. The person who can interpret them properly is kushala. The person who can interpret them properly is kushala. Dharma and adharma are not to be interpreted according to convenience. Dharma and adharma are not to be interpreted according to one's convenience, but must be in line with what is proper. Dharma and adharma are not to be interpreted according to convenience, but must be in line with what is proper. Proper interpretation of dharma is what is meant by kaushala. Proper interpretation of dharma is what is meant by kaushala. Kaushala is yoga because, again, you are not in the hands of your ragadveshas. When you exercise discretion in your choice of action, every line serves as a definition of Karma Yoga. Kaushala is yoga because, again, you are not in the hands of your ragadveshas. When you exercise discretion in your choice of action, very important, friends. We will continue this discussion on dharma and adharma in the upcoming capsules and take our study forward. Hari Om.